Sunday, and maybe what changed on Monday? What was your message to the team to help them change, I guess?
Yeah, I just think really all the credit goes to the guys today. I think it was a good mindset shift, and nobody was happy with how Sunday went, but that's clearly in the rearview mirror now. And I think again that's a good thing we can look back to that first inning, what our guys are capable of doing when they stay hooked up and they're on the hunt out there. Again, baseball is very simple. You're either on the hunt or you're getting hunted, right? So that was the thing that was so frustrating about last Sunday, but really good response by our guys tonight. Really 1-9, and Garrett setting the tone, hitting the ball of the yard, but again, guys getting on top of the baseball and not being in between. That was really cool to see.
That doesn't go for it.
What do you like about Garrett in that leadoff spot?
We just look at the numbers like we're trying to get in spots where Henry's got guys or ducks on the pond in front of him, right? And I still got a ton of confidence up there with Jay, but been a little bit of tough sledding for him up there. So just want to give him a breather, get him down the lineup a little bit. But yeah, again, we joke about the hit by pitches, but the guy is a winning player. He does things that get on base, and then you got some guys that can leave the yard behind him stacked up. It seems to be a good little mix that we'll roll with for a minute.
What does it do for you when you get at bats like that out of your 2, 3, 4 guys out of the gate?
Yeah, I think it just lets everybody exhale a little bit, right? I mean, we've played some close games, and sometimes guys try to do too much. The theme when we talked about the guys today was like being in control of your effort level, and then understanding, hey, what is my pitch selection and where am I making contact at what point in the count, right? So, again, when you struggle, it's easy to try to look at X, Y, Z, but a lot of times it's the beauty of the simplicity of what you're trying to do, and I thought our guys did a really good job doing that today.
Was Garrett a guy you thought of as a leadoff option going into the year, or is it just when you see him getting on base that much, you're like, yeah, that fits?
Yeah, Jay's just skill set, I think, naturally looks there. And then Henry and I had a ton of conversations where he liked the comfort with that spot. So that's what we kind of went between those two. But, I think our lineup is going to continue to evolve throughout the course of the year, right? Guys will get hot, and then, there's ebbs and flows of guys getting in there and getting out of the lineup. But, again, I like the way it's stacked up tonight.
I think Manny's got 6 straight hits going back to Friday. I mean, what are the adjustments he's made?
Chuck's done a great job with him, and I think it was just a mentality shift. That's all it was, right? I mean, sometimes, again, that sophomore year, you don't get out of the gates how you like, or you hit a couple balls hard and they get caught. All of a sudden, you start swinging a little bit harder, doing a little bit too much. So, again, I think it was just making the decision and realizing, like, Manny is a really good baseball player, right? So, and I tell our guys, whether things are going good or bad, swinging the bat, you're always one swing away from, or there's that 4-for-4 game or 5-for-5 games hiding somewhere throughout the schedule. You don't get to decide when it shows up, but what I want our guys to really focus on is regardless of results, again, you need to make sure you're paying the toll every day to put yourself in a position to have success, and then just making sure that how you attack each day is separate of just the results from the day before. So he's been really good about kind of attacking each day with early work with Kiv, and then with Chuck, and then with swings and stuff we've all been working on with him. But
is he one of those guys that's kind of playing that flag that you talk about?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's done it, right? And again, I just think for him, it's never been a question of can he do it or not. It's just a mentality deal and how you show up to the yard. And again, we talk about with our team all the time the power of one. It could take one guy to, smear the locker room for the day, right? And so our guys being cognizant of that and making the right decisions. And Manny hasn't done anything wrong in that way, but I just think again, attacking each day more like a pro, and then just knowing he can have success. He's been in a good spot.
What you learned about your team in the pre-conference slate?
Yeah, I think there's still more to learn, right? Again, like that's why I try to get Jackson there tonight again, and some of those guys are coming back from injury, working hard. But I feel good about Tracy and what he's doing, and then EB, he threw the ball well today. But I think Teagan and obviously Mack and what those guys bring, I think there's some competitiveness there that we like going in. But our 2 points of focus, looking forward to tomorrow, we're playing better defense and holding runners, and we've done that up to this point. And then offensively, we are very far from our ceiling, finding the right 9. And again, I just want our guys to compete, because there may be a game where we got to play 10 or 11 different offensive guys, or do this at this point of the game, or go defensive at this side. So a lot of things to learn, but those are our 2 points of emphasis. And that's why you come to Tennessee, is to play in this league, right? So I'm excited to see how our guys handle the challenge this weekend.
What was your message to Biotto when you ran out there to the mound?
Just he's got really good stuff. I mean, again, I think at times, like, I don't understand it. And it's part of growing up, right, as a player, but, like, the coaching staff believes in you more than you believe in you, right? So I think part of that is getting them back out there more and more and helping them realize, like, hey, I know they look up and see the stadium or whatever it may be, but their stuff is plenty good enough, whether it be from an objective measure or what we're seeing. So my message was, hey, your stuff is really good. Go get this guy. You don't need to, feather it in there or whatever it may be, but he's a guy we think very highly of, and the stuff is really, really good. So he needs to be a big piece for us, and it was a good response by him right there.
Where's your team in terms of what you kind of anticipated heading into SEC play at the beginning of the year, and where they actually are right now?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. I think really too, it may sound weird for me to even admit this, but you really never know what you got till you get in the league, right? It's so competitive, and then the rosters change so much each year. I mean, every school has their style of how they go about the portal, or homegrown guys, or junior college guys. So there's a lot of changes in rosters, right? But I just want our guys to compete the right way, right, and make sure that we're having the behaviors and the habits that put us in a position to have success over the long term, right? So that's where our focus has been on us in house. And again, I think as we continue to get healthier and get some of these younger, talented guys some at bats, I truly believe our best baseball is ahead.
I know the focus has been on tonight in Tennessee Tech, but Georgia this weekend, what are some of the challenges that they're going to present? Of course, playing on the road in a true, road environment.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think it's a little bit of bad luck or just to look too far ahead, so we haven't really dove in yet. But they got some big guys in the portal last year on the mound, right? They bring in a lot of guys each year in the portal, and that as style has worked for them. And the park plays extremely offensive this time of the year down there. So I haven't dove into the numbers yet, but I'm sure they're hitting the ball of the yard. And it's power versus power. I worked with Wes at Arkansas, so that's kind of been his style, and he knows the league and has done a good job there. So we're just looking for good competition, right? And we're going to have plenty of it this week down in Athens.
With Levi and his slow start to the season, has it been more of an approach issue, or has it been fundamental? And how much do you think that walk there at the end can maybe spark him, help him going into SEC play?
Yeah, I hope it does, because I truly he's a great player. He was really good in the Cape last year. He was really good for us in the fall, and then sometimes you get stuck in the mud or lost in the woods a little bit. It's our job to bring him back, and I think we can all agree it hasn't gone like we thought it would this far, but everyone kind of gets to hit the reset button going into SEC play, right? Everybody's going to be 0-0 in conference play, and then everyone looks at conference versus out-of-conference stats. So anything he wants to accomplish is still right in front of him. I think, again, just being more cognizant of what's working for him or what's not. But I think it was a combination of a lot of things, but a lot of it just needs to take a deep breath. He was joking that, he remembered where first base was tonight when he got that walk. So that was good to have a little comedic relief because, again, when you can feel that tension and everybody's rooting for him, he's one of the greatest kids. We want him to have success. And I thought the fans did a great job of, again, doing the old Billy Amick clap or whatever, them having his back through that, because there will be big moments that will win games because of Levi Clark, but he's got to continue to grind away because there's nobody coming to save him. He's got to do it.